Look at that back, nice and straight, and we're going down, right? And we're coming up, right? And we're going back in. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 11fitTV. My name is Wallace Conrad, and thank you for joining me once again. If you realize I have not been speaking with you on camera that often in recent times, and that's because I have not been feeling well. So I have luckily recorded ahead, that kind of stuff. So I still got to send you guys videos so you can keep up with your fitness. Remember, I always say no excuses, but thankfully I am back, right? And I can now speak with you again. So thanks for joining me. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please think about doing so. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share button. If you have subscribed already, I thank you wholeheartedly for all the support that you have given me. So thank you for that. Without further ado, let's jump in. Now, I always do exercises and give nutrition advice in general for the nutrition advice, but exercises most times it's for more advanced persons who have been working out for a while, that kind of stuff. But today, what I want to do is I want to touch on the beginners. Guys, I always say that exercise does not have to be difficult. It's not about the difficulty level. The most important thing, guys, is consistency. And when you do exercise, I always stress safety. That is the #1 priority, right? So safety, and then we're talking about the consistency. As long as you are consistent, I guarantee that you will see results. We're talking about consistency in how you eat, what you eat. Try to eat foods that are good for your body and not because it is satiating, right? That can get you into trouble, right? And as the term goes, exercise. 3 words, right? You get those in, okay? So today I'm going to talk about some simple exercise, and I'm going to try to use 1 minute. I have my stopwatch here because I don't want to go on and go over time, right? In regards to what I have planned here. So I'm going to talk about marching in place. If you are beginning to exercise, you have stopped for a while and you decide, okay, now I want to get back in shape, right? You can use these exercises I'm going to show you to do just that. And marching in place with an arm swing is a simple way of doing that. And all that is, you are standing, right? And as the name suggests, you are literally just marching in place. You don't have to do a high knee. You're just marching in place, okay? This is good for warm up, good for your coordination, okay? This is giving you some light coordination. You're swinging the arms and you are marching, okay? That is getting the blood pumping, getting the heart going, and getting that cardio in, okay? So marching in place, you can go ahead and you can do that for a minute. Give yourself a break, take some rest, right? Even if you don't go for a minute, you can do 40 seconds, right? It's not so much about the time, right? But the important thing is that you're getting this in, right? So marching in place, #1. Okay, so after marching in place, we're talking about some body weight squats, okay? Now this is very important. Why is this important? Because the usual activities that we do throughout the day, one of the most frequent things that we do is walking or picking things up, right? So you're bending down, you're picking something up, okay? You're walking, the stability, your spine, right? So your quads come into play, your glutes come into play, okay? And these are the things that the bodyweight squat are addressing, It's addressing those quads, those legs, those glutes, and it's helping to get those nice and strong, right? So you can utilize those in your everyday activity. Now, when it comes on to the bodyweight squats, what you want to ensure is that when you collapse your knees, they're not doing this, okay? They're not going forward and down, right? So you're trying to prevent those from going over the toes, right? And that's an indicator that you need to probably work on your form. And don't worry if you don't get it all the time. I did not get this in first go, okay? So don't worry about it. So your legs are a bit wider than shoulder part. You're pointing them forward, and then you're almost sitting down, right? Bam, and up, okay? You're going down, up, right? It's really getting those quads, glutes, even the hip flexors are coming into play. to give an additional, put some additional load on those hips, you can go inside and you just push those knees outwards, right? And it gives you a nice stretch, right? And getting those groin and the hip flexors into the mix, okay? So that is the second one, full body squat, okay? So let's do a couple. So you're here and you're going down. 1, 2, get in the hip flexors, stretch, okay? Nice, okay, so after that, we're talking about the push-ups. This is a very popular exercise. However, as I said, this is for beginners. So there is a progression, and I'll do a video as it relates to the progression of push-ups. And if you cannot do any push-ups at all, I have a routine that I can give you to work on that push-up progression. Well, that is why I have the chair, because the lower you go as it relates to the surface, that is the harder the push-up gets. So if you're just beginning, you cannot do any push-up, right? What you're going to do is you start by using the wall, okay? So you have your wall, you go here, put your legs about shoulder width apart. You don't want to go all the way up, right? But what I also want you to note is the further you go from the surface, if it's a wall, the more difficult it will get as well. But you don't want to be all the way up here, right? So take a step back, and we're here, right? About shoulder width, or a bit wider than shoulder width apart. You are putting your hands on the wall about the height of your, just in line with your shoulders here, and then you're pushing, right? You're going forward and you're pushing, right? So that is level 1. If you cannot do any push-up, that is where you start. Now, if you have a table, you're going to utilize that table and you're going to apply the same concept, right? So you use the table. Let's pretend that this is a table, the top of my chair here. I am going to step back, right? And then I'm going to push through, right? So it gets a bit more difficult than using the wall as the surface. And then if you have a chair, which I have here, I just turn that around and then I am going to do this version. So let's do a couple of these, right? So that is the other version. This is of course more difficult than if you were using the table, right? So I'm pushing through. 1, 2. Okay, so that is your third exercise. It's all about the pectoral muscles. We're talking about the arms, the chest, the shoulders, right? Those are the muscles that come in play, and you use those muscles almost every day to pick things up, to pull, to push, right? So you want to get those muscles firing, right? Okay, so let's talk about the standing side crunches. Okay, we're talking about the core, we're talking about the obliques, right? The core. What I want you to remember, and I did not know this when I just got into knowing about the body, I thought the core was just here, right? Those beautiful abs that you always want to display when you go on the beach. That's not the only part of the core, but the core is right around this area, right? All the way around. So you need to strengthen. So don't forget to strengthen the back part as well. Okay, so let's talk about the standing side crunches, right, that you can use to help with those core and the obliques, right? So what you can do is put your hands behind your head, right, and then your legs are a bit wider than shoulder width apart, and then you're coming up and you're crunching down. Okay, so that's 1. Alternate. Next side. 2, coming down. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then you do that all the way through, right? And you, as I said, you can do that for a minute or less, right? Don't focus too much on the amount of time. Just challenge yourself as best as possible. So I'm not saying do 2 and then you stop. Well, if that is what you're challenging yourself means, if that's 2, that is perfectly fine. Go ahead and do your 2, okay? So next, I want to talk about the reverse lunges. Okay, this is where the hamstring comes into play, the glutes comes into play, and the quads come into play. That is that lower body, right? That is very vital because we need that for walking, running. Think about it. We walk everywhere we go, right? And as time goes along, if you don't address these muscles, they will deteriorate, and there will become a time when you're like, whoa, I can't do that anymore. I can't walk as I used to, right? That is because you weren't paying attention to those muscles, right? And right here, I will say, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please think about doing so. Hit a like and let me know how you find these exercises as you go through them. So let's do the reverse lunge, right? And we want to do this alternating. Remember, anything you do on one side, you want to do it for the other side. Okay, so alternating reverse lunge. So we are here. Let me turn this way. Okay, so we are here, hands on the hips, right? And then we are stepping back, right? Look at that back, nice and straight, and we're going down, right? And we're coming up, right? And we're going back in, right? A little wobbly, going back, and we're coming up. Now check out the front knee. I'm not doing this, okay? It's still not going over those toes, and we are just using that as a marker, right? It's not hard and fast. Going back, come in, and we're alternating, right? And we're keeping the balance, right? That is where the core comes in, help you to stay nice and tall, and we're going there, all right? Alternating reverse lunges, okay? So that there and there are 5 exercises that you can utilize if you're a beginner to get back into shape, get back into fitness. You have no excuses, guys. Start to do it. You will not regret this, or you will regret it if you don't start doing these exercises right now, guys. Remember, it is a ripple effect of things, guys. And if you don't start addressing these muscles, these joints, you will feel it in your latter years. So with that, I will say thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. See you next time on 11fitTV. Peace.
I know that you're tired, but I'm asking you to do me one favor. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend. Come on, you got this. I know you can do it. Keep going.